Right, everyone, a hidden gem, old-time classic restaurant in Los Cristianos that you are going to want to try. This is Restaurant Koi. If you've been here before, let me know. It's been here for many, many years, and I have never been, and Mum and Dad haven't been for donkey's years. It is a bit of a throwback. Even the decor and everything, it's a proper throwback. If you came to Los Cristianos in the 80s and 90s, it is a bit of an old school throwback. However, still extremely popular. You can see it is full in there. A lot of you comment and recommend me to come and try it, and we are finally giving it a go. It's one that sort of, I always forget about because I live around the corner. I drive past it every day. One of those, you know, goes sort of out of your mind when you think about where to go and eat. But we're finally giving it a go. I hope you enjoy coming along. We've got Mum and Dad with us as well, so 3 of us. We're going to be trying some starters, mains, desserts. It's not a big full-blown food review, marking out a 10. We're just taking you along for the dinner that we're having. We'll show you the bill, show you the prices, show you the menu, and if you like the look of the food, come and give it a go. It is a proper classic restaurant, this one. Bit of a throwback, but I'm quite looking forward to sort of stepping back in time in a way, mainly just in terms of the decor and that, but the service is meant to be brilliant, and the food as well. So let's head on inside. We'll join Mum and Dad and let's try out Restaurant Koi. Okay, so here we are. We've got the Paradise Park Hotel right there, and this is Restaurant Koi. Now, as you can see, it's very busy in there. We did have to make a reservation. It opens at 6:30 tonight, and look at it, it is jam-packed. So you will have to ideally make a reservation to get in here. But I'm excited to give it a go. Next to it, you've got the other La Camina supermarket. You've got Shakespeare's here as well, another classic bar that's very old school as well. But yeah, you can see by the sort of decor, you know what I mean, with the sort of old school feel to it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to give a bit of an old school feel to it. I will show you the menu on the board just outside here. So we've got different starters. Oh, showing you the Spanish menu. It'd help if you show the English menu, Andrew. So you've got different starters. We've got soups, we've got cold starters, hot starters, garlic mushrooms there. Dad'll be happy with that. Mushroom omelette, chef mussels. We've got fish, grilled sole, grilled salmon, and all your different meats there as well. I'm fancying maybe a little steak or the chicken breast I'm probably going to go for. Even the menu is sort of quite old school, isn't it? Chateaubriand, it's your classic like Tenerife restaurant menu. Spaghetti, steak, stroganoff, Chateaubriand. So we'll see what we end up going for. I think the prices are very, very reasonable. This is it here, Koi, that's how you spell the name. And as you can see, it's full, so seats and bums on seats don't lie. So when a restaurant's full, that usually means good things. And there's Mum and Dad there already bickering over the menu, so we'll go and join them. So it's open Monday to Saturday from 6:15 p.m, so it is closed on Sundays. Here we go, we're in, and straight away, even just sitting down, it's an old school feel to it, with the old school, like, you know, padded chair and that, you know. Very old school. They're not the most comfortable on the back, like, but, you know, hey, the pads on the bottom are nice.
I had to come down at 6:30. They weren't answering the phone.
Right.
And when I come down at 6:30, they're already quite busy, and everywhere's got reserved. So they're not answering the phone because they don't need to.
No, they are. It's busy. So I'm happy you've got the old school tablecloth going on. It really is like a proper. It's a proper 80s throwback, isn't it?
So the lady booked us in for 7:45. I went for a little drink in the attic, as you do, and then been in since 7:30, and they've turned away 4 couples who weren't reserved.
Oh my guys, jump packed in here.
You know,
looking round though, I don't think it's changed since we came in the 90s.
No, well, that's just what I've just said in the intro. This is an old school 80s throwback.
but I can't even remember coming here.
You will have done. You will have done.
No.
Yeah, the old school lamps going on. Yeah, old school.
The staff have been lovely with me.
Even the salt and pepper shakers are old school. But you know what? I don't think that's a bad thing. I would even, you know what I'd even do? I'd take it and sort of run with it and be like, we are an 80s throwback.
Yeah.
I'd run with it.
Yeah.
And go with it. People love a throwback.
Well, you have 80s dinner parties now. We've discussed that.
I would honestly market it and be like, step back into Tenerife in the 80s, and loads of the viewers here will have come to Tenerife in the 80s.
Well, I bet you there's loads of viewers that have actually been in here and remember the decor.
Yeah, why not run with it and be like, 80s throwback.
Here's what's crazy. We live round the corner.
I know, I just
I
said that.
can't even remember being in here because it was 30 odd years ago.
I said in the intro there, it's one of them where you drive past it every day, it's like out of your mind, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like when you drive past the pub at the end of your street or wherever you live or a restaurant, or because you drive past it every day, you're like, yeah, whatever. You don't really think of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll be honest with you, the menu is simple.
I've just shown the menu outside. Again, like I said, it's a classic, old school, simple Tenerife tourist menu, isn't it? Your soup, your steak, your chicken, your spaghetti. It's your old school vibes. And again, I'm not knocking it for that. I quite like that it's like that. Even like the old school like clip art stuff on the menu. It's like proper throwback vibes.
Is there another page or not? Or is
No, that's it. You're going into different languages then.
That is it.
Different languages.
What's the first thing Gordon Ramsay does when he goes in a restaurant?
Simplifies the menu.
Simplifies the menu.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Exactly. I don't need too much. They've not stuck all the pizzas on and all that like loads of them do these days. So I'll see what soup of the day is. If not, I'm going to skip the starters and probably go for. I'm not going to go for fish. I'm either going to go for the grilled chicken breast or the grilled fillet steak. I'm probably leaning towards a steak. And it's not bad value, is it? $16.50 for a fillet steak.
And you know the potato saute? They look rather nice.
Yeah. What are you going for?
Well, I'd like to go for fish, but only with your permission, because
Yeah,
I know what you
no,
like.
get your fish. It's good variation. Are you getting a starter?
I'm thinking
Yes.
to go
Garlic prawns, garlic mushrooms.
garlic mushrooms and pate.
And I'd love to see that you've both dressed up for the throwback 80s as well. I mean, you've got the real throwback 80s top on there.
Really?
The throwback big. And to be
Really?
fair, you can't knock me. They are throwback earrings, them. They are 80s throwback.
Right, how can pearl earrings change?
Because they're just a big pearl earrings, proper 80s throwback.
Mum was, let me
These were
tell you
bought
now.
You'll be wearing
year.
spandex tomorrow with like your sports
These
gear
were
on. Or...
bought last year. They're
I'm not knocking
dug out the
them.
wardrobe.
They're nice. But it's good to see you got in with the occasion, you know.
When Mum was in the 80s, I was like boxing above my weight. I was dating Pamela Ewing.
Right.
Now,
But
you won't know who Pamela Ewing
Mum was
was.
dating Rick Astley though, so.
Oh, well, you were boxing as well. It was Pamela Ewing and Rick Astley.
If you say so.
Can we get pictures of those up, please?
I'll try. But what we're going to do in this vlog, since we're on that theme, what we'll do is we'll dive back into the 80s with you. So I'm going to ask you some questions about what Tenerife was like in the 80s, but also like what cars you had and stuff as well. Hello. You okay?
No, do you want to
No
be in the
problem.
vlog?
You can be in the video if you want.
I'm ready.
Look at this. There you go. We'll sort out the order and get back to you. Right, so the order's in. The good news is it was cream of vegetable soup as soup of the day. So I'm in for that with a bit of bread. Fillet steak as well, well done, pepper sauce. I mean, even the plates, I'm feeling pretty 80s. You know, I'm a 90s kid, but I'm feeling 80s. Oh, there's all the lovely drinks. All the way. Nice. What have you gone for?
Diet Coke. Coke Zero.
Okay.
Same as you.
Nice and simple. Thank you very much. A cheeky Coke Zero going on. So I want to know, let's throw back to the 80s. Anyone love the 80s?
Yeah.
What was your first car in the 80s?
Oh, my first car was a Ford Capri. Ford Capri,
Right.
metallic purple with a sunroof in. I
And
thought I was the bee's knees.
Now, if I remember rightly, that you got knocked down a peg when it got stolen, didn't you?
It got
You
stolen.
went from the bee's knees to mosquito knees.
It got stolen from outside where I worked, which was Park Hospital in Tewbrook.
Right.
A really old building, but A, they'd got past the gates. B, they'd cut through the chain because I had a big chain through my steering wheel round the
Right, 'cause
pedal.
they don't work, do they?
So
And that was it. You never saw it
I
again.
never saw it. Well,
did?
I didn't want to see it again. The next thing is, a couple of weeks later, a policeman came into the office in work. We spotted your car illegally parked on the pavement. We chased after it and he sped away and he crashed it up an alley.
Okay, starters?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
We'll start that for you.
Yes, please.
What starter?
Starter. What did I order now?
It was 2 seconds ago.
Salmon.
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 No, starters.
Yes, salmon. No,
No, starters.
no, what's no
My
salmon?
word.
I don't know.
He doesn't know what
With
he's
smoked
ordered.
salmon.
Okay. And to follow?
Salmonier.
So we're getting the different knives and everything going on now. To go with it, I've got my soup on the way. I'm excited for that.
Starters?
Garlic mushrooms, please.
To follow?
Pase.
Oh, nice. Even the 80s plates. Love it.
Thank you.
So we've just had to change of cutlery. I mean, even the cutlery feels very 80s as well. With the, I'm not knocking it down. I think it's funky. I reckon go with it. Market it as that. You know what I
What I
mean?
do like is a separate little knife, not a pointy thing that you're going to eat with, to spread the butter on.
To spread the butter. That's, It's traditional, old school. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Dad, your first car in the 80s?
Ford Cortina Mark II JFY 653F.
Oh, you even know the reg. What would you
I-
do if that was still in circulation now?
I adored that car, I tell you. And it cost, you know what it cost me? My best friend's dad sold it to me. I was 18, I think, and I'd saved up doing my little woods pools round and various other whatever I could do, and it was £85.
What's that in today's money?
Oh, well.
Well, it was second. How many years old was it?
At
when
that
you got
time,
it?
I bought this. Now I bought this. I was 18, so that would be 1959 at 18.
Oh, come on.
77. 77. 1977 I bought it. So that would be now. Well, we're probably still a bargain. It would probably be now what, £1,000. I don't know.
I asked you how many years old it was when you got it.
Well, 653 F reg would be 62, 63 reg.
So it
So
was...
it's 13, 14 years old, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But then what I did, I was very lucky. I had a really good friend who had a garage that I helped out in. I bought another Cortina that was going for scrap and put new doors and bonnets and things on it and had it resprayed Everton blue.
Oh my word.
My best friend Ken at the time, who was a
nasty
master
blue.
mechanic, we took the engine out. I didn't, he did. And we absolutely rebuilt the engine. So when this car was done, it'd been resprayed and the engine rebuilt. It was like a end of production line car.
Not only that, but you put that stuff underneath, that black stuff.
All the seal, so it didn't rust or everything. Oh,
So what happened to the car?
in the end, do you know, I can't remember it. Mum inherited it, and then she got a Capri. I can't remember now. I think it just.
I think you qualified and then bought your first.
And every car since has never been as good as that one. Until the one I own now, that's 22 years old, the Astra Estate.
Your Astra straight. Good
Oh,
old,
my Astra Estate's 22 years old. I love it. I've had Audis, I've had Montegos, I've had all kinds. And honestly, that Cortina, I can remember the reg. I can remember the reg.
Well,
She was
once
lovely.
we've had starters, I'm going to go in with my next question. So I'll ask it now and you can think of your answers. Well, you can give me 3 key things you remember. 3 key things you remember about Tenerife in the 80s. And
Okay.
I'll come back to you in 15 minutes or so. We'll have the soup and the starter.
Okay.
3 key things you remember about the 80s in
Right,
Tenerife.
because we were coming from 1984 onwards.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll just have a think and I'll be back.
All right.
I mean, I'm just going to admire the tablecloth and take myself back.
Oh,
I mean, I
no,
wasn't
look
even
at
born
mum's
in the
mind
80s.
in overload.
No,
No,
I've come to one already.
no, we can't
No,
say that.
we're waiting a minute. We're waiting a
You got
minute.
it,
We'll be tuning back in. Look at this. Here's the soup of the day. That looks delicious. We've got a lovely warm roll there with some butter. Lovely and warm. Everything's served all nice served with knives and things. Soup looks great, Mum. Garlic
Got so many
mushrooms.
mushrooms there.
Mum hasn't had that for years.
Now, I've got to ask, I mean, that does look lovely. Dad, what have you got going on
Well,
there?
it looks like a main
that
course.
Now, that really does look like something 80s.
It comes salmon muscovite, which isn't good in the present circumstances, but so there's prawns, salmon, veg, bread. I mean, am I really going to make it through this?
It's huge. Look at the size of your plate. However, it looks fresh though, doesn't it?
Well, Moscow.
Let's see what you think of your old mushrooms there, garlic mushrooms. You'll be smelling tonight, won't you? A big cloves of garlic in there. My soup looks good though. I love soup like that. It's got to be smooth soup for me. I don't do the chicken, like vegetable broth ones. I hate them. You know, the thin ones where you've got all chunks of veg. It's got to be smooth like that. And a hot roll goes a long way. Extra points for that. Well, the soup is going down very nicely. I've added a little bit of pepper in there. The bread roll is gone. Other thing I'll mention, quite a nice atmosphere. It's not noisy. There's no booming music. It's just a nice, pleasant atmosphere, yeah. I do feel like I've stepped back in time, but in a good way. How are your mushrooms going down there?
Red hot.
That's what you want, Dad. How's that going? Oh, you buffed it. Considering you didn't think you were going to finish it, it's gone.
It's absolutely gorgeous. If you like prawn cocktail and you like smoked salmon, get on this.
So you've got prawns, smoked
salmon and lettuce, and the sauce, which is prawn cocktail sauce. Beautiful.
Well, starters all done and demolished. So, in answer to my question then, 3 key points, Tenerife in the 80s, come on. I wasn't even here in the 80s and I can give you 3.
I can give you one that's really changed.
One.
That's no, at the minute. That's the beach at Los Cristianos.
Right.
Because when we used to bring you when you were little, all the little fishing boats used to be moored in that water and you could swim out to them.
Yes, yeah, they used to have the sort of anchor points, didn't they?
Yeah, and you 3 kids could jump off the harbour wall when the tide was in into the...
Yeah, they never used to be blocked off. And I remember one year you mentioned about that, the boat that came in, it was sinking.
The pirate ship. It was the pirate ship that was coming in. And whatever reverse thrusts, whatever, didn't work. And it just crashed into a couple of fishing boats and ended up a few feet up the beach.
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah. That was... Yeah, and there was a major diesel spillage.
And the poor man was like almost crying because his boat was sinking.
The
fisherman.
Nightmare day. If anyone remembers that day, let us know. Any others you can think of?
Any others that you think of?
Lovely, thank you.
There never used to be any fast food chains like Burger King or McDonald's.
Okay.
It was more restaurants like these.
Proper restaurants. Okay. Dad? Restaurants.
Well, I can remember walking out of Palm Beach Club, which is now known as Palm Beach Hotel.
Right.
Wow, how times have changed. Walking down to the market that was on the left, that's fine. Market was down as you walk down to Veronica's Strip. And then Veronica's Strip had all these underneath bars.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it was so seedy. But yeah, in the 80s it was like...
underground.
And honestly,
it must be like a cockroach burrow down there.
Honestly.
It was really hot. All first ever night in Tenerife, the first time we came, we had drinks in the Crow's Nest and Thatcher's. Which the Crow's Nest was at the top, high up at the top of Veronica's.
Thatcher's bar. And then whatever happened to Lineker's bar?
It's still there.
Is it still there?
Yeah, Lineker's is still there.
I didn't know that was still there. That is another memory from the 80s. Lineker's bar.
Oh, pate. There you go. Wow, this is fast service, this. There's Mum's pate. So Mum's gone for 2 starters as and one as a main sort of thing. I reckon it does look like a main portion. Now, in the 80s, I don't know when this appeared. I vaguely remember doing it. It might be more of a 90s thing. The balloon in Las Americas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A bit like what they have in Disney Springs.
By the Med Palace, it was on Wasteland by the Med Palace.
Wow.
That was 80s, 90s.
Near the golf course sort of thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
80s, 90s, the balloon in Las Americas on the big string. I think they should bring that back. I think that'd be awesome.
I think so. I mean, there's a lot of viewpoints now, but you've got to climb and mountains.
Do you remember Sky Park as well?
Oh, Sky Park?
Sky Park in Costa Rica, Sky Park. Unfortunately, there was an accident on that one, Oh, wow. Thank you very much.
Look at that.
Okay, well, my steaks come covered in sauce. So, I'd rather have it on the side, but we'll go with it. The potatoes look amazing. Veggies. What are these things? Courgettes. Sprouts. Bonus point for sprouts.
Oh, bonus point.
I'm happy with the sprouts. I would prefer my sauce on the side. I've got no idea how that's cooked. I can't see how it's
But
cooked.
then, to be fair,
I'd rather have the sauce on the
A, they
side.
never asked you, and B, you never said.
True.
So
True.
It's a bit
Now,
of both.
tell me something looks like an 80s dish without telling me something looks like an 80s dish. That is like something like... It looks good, but soul fish is that.
Oh,
You know what makes it look like an 80s dish?
The plate. And the shape of the plate as
and
well.
the mixed vegetables.
Yeah, mixed veggies like that. Is anyone else getting throwback vibes? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. There you go. We'll come back to the old 80s, 90s topics in a minute, but the balloon in Las Americas, bring it back, I say. Well, it is nice. It's not my favourite because it's swimming in sauce. I would have preferred the sauce on the side. Again, maybe they should have asked, but I should have probably stated as well. I thought I'd try a bit of pepper sauce, but it's swimming, which isn't my style, but the steak is good. And bonus points for the sprouts. Veg is quite al dente, so it's quite a tough sprout, that. I'd like it a little bit softer. That is. Very crunchy, that. I like my sprouts soft. More mouths are going over there.
I'd say it's tasty, but it's extremely salty.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It's got a nice flavour, but extremely salty.
A little bit salty. Dad's fish is going down a storm. I must say the potatoes are beautiful on the side. Makes a change from chips as well. Very nice. I just wish that I got the sauce on the side, but it is a nice steak under all there. And Dad's fish is getting demolished over there as well. Well, we still to crack through the mains. Not my favourite fillet steak in the world, but overall was pretty good. Mum's pate, very salty. Yeah, I was just going to try a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't want it swimming, so that kind of, but I don't want to send it back because it's kind of my fault, so I'm not going to complain. Dad, your fish, loved it?
loved it. All rolled up, fillet, no bones, nothing. Lovely sauce, love the potatoes.
Was it a wine sauce, was it?
I have to say the veg wasn't quite what I was expecting, but
It wasn't as soft as it looked.
But the fish itself and the potatoes with the sauce were lovely.
Spot on. Spot on.
Back to the 80s, Palm Beach Club, the kids' disco every night.
Kids disco at Palm Beach. Can we move on from Palm Beach though? You mention it every day.
No, but I just say, you know, there was something about the kids' clubs in those days. The Crocodile Club. It was just like climbing up the
Now, how about,
mountain.
I wasn't there, how about, instead of bracelet scammers and lucky men, you had timeshare scammers instead?
Timeshare scammers.
They gave you
Who would offer you a scratch card
Yeah.
or a peel-off card.
Can't give one.
You've won a coffee maker, or you've won blah-de-blah, or you've won a week here, there, or...
And you'd be ushered into a taxi and off to the hotel quicker than you could say
And you
timeshare.
had an hour's tour, and then an hour's tour. So if you were prepared to give, or some of it was a cash reward as well.
Yeah, some of it you'd get cash to do the tours, or you'd get like different prizes and stuff, wouldn't you? Yeah. Back in the 80s in Tenerife then, what lager was going around? What was the top drink? What was the top drink back then? What was like your top spirit or your lager? Did they have Dorada back in the 80s?
No, not that I remember. That came in during the 80s. The first one was Tropical.
Tropical, well they still serve that massive in Gran Canaria. They love Tropical.
Oh no, it's honestly awful. San Miguel was round and about. Dorada was taken off, but the spirits in those days, when you order the spirit, boy, did you get a spirit! And it wasn't just the cheap local rubbish. When you ordered a Bacardi and Coke, it was Mum's Bacardi
They'd
had
just
come to
pour
the
freely pour, and you'd say, and they'd go.
Yeah, they just.
But they're still free pour now, and they're still massive
Yeah,
measures.
but
Not often.
not like they did. Honestly, trust me, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Okay, so it was a pint of Tropical and a glass of Bacardi with a splash of Coke then back in the day, was it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But Tropical, oh dear. I remember many nights over in Beverly Hills Club Yeah, and it would stay up until 1 in the morning. 12 till 1 was disco hour, wasn't it? It was half price beer, and it was tropical.
Nice.
Even half price was expensive.
And how much was a pint then? 90 cents?
Probably, yeah.
Potatoes.
Potatoes, back in originally, yeah. Back then it was potatoes. So
A classic night would be the kids' disco,
Yeah.
7 till 8. Then there'd be a quiz. Then there'd be an act.
Right.
And then there'd be like a bit of a lull. And then there'd be a disco
The
hour.
disco. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you all in the comments to get involved. Obviously, Mum and Dad were coming here in the 80s quite a lot. If you came in the 80s, what is your favourite memory of Tenerife in the 80s? Or what's something that's massively changed from back in the day you wish you could bring back? Or anything that stands out about when you used to come to Tenerife in the 80s? And I'll read out the comments to Mum and Dad, and I bet you go, oh yeah, I remember that. You're fine, no worries. Thank you very much. We've got the dessert menu here as well.
I'll tell you
Here we go.
what has gone, and you 3 kids would go on it for hours.
Oh, the trampolines on the beach.
Trampolines. And Chicago's bar.
See, now if you did trampolines now on the beach, they'd burn them down to the ground because they don't comply with all the laws and licences and businesses on the beach and all that. There was none of that malarkey back in the day, was there?
We used to put you on the trampolines and have a quiet drink. It was great.
Right, now in terms of desserts then, very fairly priced. We've got banana split, we've got tiramisu, which is homemade, we've got trifle, again 80s throwback. Chef's pudding as well. Fresh fruit salad, throwback. What does cakes mean? Just cakes.
There's something else that you kids used to
I
do.
love this. It's creme caramel.
Creme caramel, creme catalana.
We used to sit in the fountain bar in that little square down by the harbour.
In Los
And you
Cristianos,
kids,
yeah.
and we'd give you euros to go to the internet
Yeah, but
bar.
that was more 90s though.
No.
That was 90s. The internet wasn't there. That was 90s. I was born in 94, Dad. How could I go to an internet cafe in the 80s?
Yes, true.
90.
Maybe
Wasn't born.
maybe it all blends into one here.
But yes, I agree with you. The internet cafes, I don't know how much they were. It was like, I think it was like €2 or something for
And you'd get half an hour,
20
an hour.
minutes or
It
something
was to
like
get
that.
shut of you so we could have half an hour's peace.
And you'd log on to MSN and chat to your mates at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
MSN.
yeah. I remember that internet cafes.
And it was right opposite the fountain bar.
Yeah, the internet
Oh
cafes.
boy. Yeah. Which is still going, the fountain bar.
Yeah. And I wonder what all the top renter cars would have been back in the 80s. I know in the 90s there was all those Citroen Saxos were everywhere. The little Citroen
There were
Saxos.
some pretty poor pandas knocking around then.
Was a Panda even out in the 80s?
Oh yeah. Check out the models in the 80s.
I don't reckon there was Pandas even out then. Little Seat Ibizas knocking around in the 80s, yeah.
They were dire.
Little Seat
Little
Ibizas.
Fords, Ford Fiestas.
We're having all our yesterdays here.
Anyway.
Anyway, in terms of the nows, what we having?
Trifle.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu.
Trifle.
Dos tiramisu, por favor.
Trifle.
Trifle for you. What are you having?
Trifle. Oh, trifle. 80s trifle.
Right.
It's a pity there's no.
I mean, even the fonts they've chosen is like for a bit like 80s, 90s, and I feel like I'm on the old like massive computers at primary school, and you'd like put your clip art on and all that. You used to have that little dancing paper clip in the corner. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
But I've just logged on. It's just took me 15 minutes to power up the computer, and now I'm like ready to make the menu. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Okay, so here's my tiramisu again, quite classic, more cakey, looks amazing. And there's Mum and Dad's trifle. Look at that, big portions. And just to note as well, our reservation was at 9:45. We didn't get here till 9. We're on dessert by
No, it was
10 to 10.
It was for
8:45, but we didn't start. I didn't get here till 9.
no.
So it's been
not 9
50
yet.
minutes. Oh well,
Go back
you know
an
what I mean. The reservation was at 7:45. We got here at 8. It's been 50 minutes, and we're on dessert. So it gives nice speedy service. How's your trifle? It looks unusual.
It's not.
I will say it looks.
It's not served the
unusual
traditional way,
trifle.
but
Is
you
that
know what?
chocolate on the top.
Yeah.
Looks very different. What are you thinking?
Liking it?
Yeah, Mum. Nice. Chocolate good. That looks nice though, doesn't it? I'm sure a lot of you will be on my side with the tiramisu here. Okay, time for a tiramisu review, and it is nice. Again, it feels like a bit of a throwback because I imagine that's how it probably was in the 80s. It's
tiramisu in the 80s.
I can imagine how it was. Very alcoholic. It's a bit blow your head off. Like it's quite strong. With the liqueur at the bottom, or should I say, all the way through. The sponge is soaked in the liqueur, but it is nice. It is tasty, and I imagine the trifle is the same because these two have nearly finished already. You're both all right there?
I'm loving it.
When you had one bite of mine, you roughed it. Here we go then now. We're talking old school billing and receipts as well. 80s throwback. You know, one of those tills you go, $1.99, enter. $8.99, enter. That's what we're talking here. It just says, it's not itemised, it's just key in the number and there's your bill.
Alright, so we don't know really what we've
Throwback. And then you've got, again, throwback, what you ordered on like the third receipt, like written down on the menu, you know.
But
Old school, look at that, you've even got like the little handwritten orders. So total bill, I mean, it ain't cheap.
I'm going 120 euros.
Oh really?
Yeah.
120? Maybe I'm wrong there, maybe it isn't bad value, let me know. Even though they even have to write VAT on it so you know what it is.
I had sole, you know, that grilled sole's not cheap.
$92.75.
Wow,
I
that's
was
a
going
bargain.
to say 95.
Maybe I'm thinking, because I'm forgetting we've had 3 courses, haven't we? I had soup, steak, tiramisu.
I only had 2 starters though.
Mum had 2 starters.
There's me money down for that.
Dad had 3 courses as well.
Did you see my...
Not loads of drinks though, only 1 drink each.
Only 1 drink each, but did you see my starter?
It was big.
And
Well, let us know your thoughts. I'm loving the old school billing, you know what I mean? Staple it together and call it bad weather.
Can I just say there's a lot to be said about old school.
I'm literally not knocking it, I'm liking it.
So-
I'm enjoying it.
So, you know, if the Wi-Fi went down...
Oh yeah, they'd handle it better than the staff in the bar can.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you know what, the young ones now, including me, wouldn't be able to do all this. It's, I like it. Throwback vibes. Okay then everyone, I hope you enjoyed your travel back in time to the 80s. It was just a fun, different restaurant to do, one we haven't done for a long time, one that all of you recommend. I would go again, I would just probably have a different dish or make sure the sauce was on the side. If you don't like loads of sauce with your steak, ask for it on the side. That was a little bit much just for my liking. Tiramisu was gorgeous, soup was gorgeous as well, and I quite enjoyed the old school feel
I
to
loved
it.
it. I loved it. I really enjoyed. I had my fish, which I haven't been able to have, which was lovely. I've had a date with Pamela Ewing. She's had a date with Rick Astley. So come on, it doesn't get much better than that. I've loved it. End of.
No, and I'll tell you what, the staff in there were
Really nice.
super friendly, very attentive.
Yeah.
They were all very well trained. Again, it felt like old school service with the taking your cutlery away with like another knife and fork, serving you the serviette with the spoons, and it felt very like upmarket service, if that makes sense.
Can I just say as well, your favourite, speedy service.
Yes.
It was quick. It was like, right, starter gone, here's your main.
Yeah, it
Right,
was.
main's done,
They
here's
were
your
right
start,
on
here's
it.
your dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were in and out within 55 minutes, 3 courses each. That's
And
good
everything
going.
was piping hot, wasn't it?
Yeah. So credit where it's due there. If you have been, let us know. I want to know as well in the comments your favourite memories of the
Oh, from
80s,
the
in
80s,
Tenerife.
come on, guys.
Let us know. Get commenting. I'll be sending them to mum and dad as well when they come through. So let us know your best ones. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That's all we ask, is just hit the little like button. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Loads of Tenerife videos, loads of Tenerife restaurants. I live here full time, so there is loads on there and loads coming up. But thank you all very much. And stride back to the 80s.
Back to the 80s. Come on, Pamela.